G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have one of my most stacked videos ever for you today. We had the EU FNCS warm-up finals. We had a trio of full blatant hackers manage to make it into the finals, ruin the whole tournament, and the aftermath was ridiculous. We had pros building some interesting structures, spelling their names in the sky. We had taste in sky basing. It was all kind of crazy. I want to talk about how hackers actually made it into the finals and how they weren't banned until like 3 games into the finals. We also have some really big team swaps. We have Benjy and Mongraal both confirmed to be looking for trios, and we have some big team swap ups on NA East involving none other than, of course, Bugha and Avery. Kicking off with EU, and before I get into talking about Mongraal and Benjy now looking for trios, who they might be playing with, why they split up with their trios, I want to talk about whatever it was that happened in the EU FNCS warm-up finals. Why there was only 4 teams playing by the final game, why halfway through the tournament, pros like CRR and Tayson decided to start skybasing and building some very questionable builds, some very strange looking buildings, you might say, around the map. Well, in case you guys missed this, the first time this has ever happened, we had a trio of hackers make it into a set lobby final. Not just that, they made it into the finals and managed to play 2 games while blatantly hacking before getting banned. And by this point, the damage had been done. The pros had given up. A lot of them just stopped playing. They went and played Noble, Elite, Pro Scrims. They just didn't want to play anymore. They were just over it. They didn't see the purpose in playing a tournament when there's literal hackers. Now, again, I'm not just talking like there was some pros hitting some kind of shady shots. I'm talking a trio who was not only wall hacking and aimbotting, they also had an instant res hack, and they were dropping on Riddiman, Noah Riley, and Vidil. And you might think, what's an instant res hack? Let me show you. That clip was a tweet by Riddiman, who was obviously going up against them. He even went on to talk about how you can see they stop to turn on the hacks before instantly rezzing their teammate and then turning off the hacks. But there is more context to this, and I know you're thinking, Aussie, you always try to avoid talking about hackers. You don't want to give them attention, and I agree. A lot of the reason why these guys hack is for attention, but we need to talk about how they've made it into a finals. Like, we've had hacking issues in the past in Fortnite. I'm always one to defend the anti-cheat. I've said recently, the anti-cheat seems to be struggling more and more. But for the most part, as annoying as it was in Cash Cups, that's one thing. This is happening in a set lobby, and the players admitted to it. Riddiman has the DMs here. He said, I know it's sad I'm cheating, bro. Like, I don't care. I'm deactivating after this. I'm only doing this as no prize pool and no gamepedia, and it's funny. The reference to gamepedia is the fact that there was no PR being given for this. If you guys don't know, you have power rankings, which is basically a number that's assigned to you based on how well you do in tournaments. Even if you don't make money, a lot of pros care about this because they can show off that number to find new teammates and show how well they're doing as a pro player outside of just earning. So basically what he's saying is, this tournament was for nothing, so I just hacked for a little bit of fun. That only shows the instant res part of it. So how do I know that they're wall hacking and aimbotting? Well, let me show you a pretty funny clip from Destiny Jesus. Obviously, this is satire. He is kidding. He is pretending to VOD review them, knowing they're cheating, okay? So if you're confused why it sounds like a VOD review video, it's a joke.
Okay, so I've had my first defeat at the Sands. Obviously a very rare occurrence for me to be dying at the Sands. Let's go and take a look at how this other team, these obviously really good players, they qualified for the warm-up finals, and let's go and take a look at how they killed us. Really nice tracking to open up the fight there by Wobbsy, as you can see, and then Prestige. This guy's absolutely insane. He's been grinding the Kovacs. Really good right hand peek in a second note onto my teammate, gets that opening knock with a nice bloom, and then really good awareness down on me underwater to get the kill as well. Obviously using the same trio, all been grinding really hard, one event played. Can't wait to see them pop off in the finals tomorrow.
There's also other clips going around of them just looking at people through walls, through builds, in bushes, all that kind of crazy stuff. I've made my point. They're very clearly hacking. They've admitted to hacking. They're hacking. Now, let's talk about why it took Epic so long to ban them. I've talked about this in the past. It's kind of scary, you know. You don't want to just wrongfully ban someone because what they're doing looks suspicious. We've seen this a lot in the past. In a game with Bloom, you can somehow just hit some crazy amounts of shots. If you slow down a clip, it might look like someone is jitter aiming on someone. We've seen that. Just think about Dubs during World Cup. Almost the whole community thought he was cheating. Epic came out, proved that he wasn't cheating. We've talked about that. But they are doing a blatant instant res hack. they're instantly resing someone. Like, I know that's been a bug in the past, but that alone should make you think, maybe we should keep an eye on this team. They're doing something that's very clearly an exploit, and that alone would probably warrant kicking them from the tournament. Maybe don't ban them, just kick them for exploiting. They're doing something you're not supposed to do. But again, that's a slippery slope. But when you combine that with the fact that everyone else can tell that they're aimbotting, like surely someone at Epic has access to Twitter who can look at the pros and think, hey, that looks a little bit suspicious. They've only ever played one event before. They've now made it into the set lobby finals. They're instantly rezzing people and they're hitting every single headshot, then tracking people through walls. Like, it should not take 2 games to ban a team like this. Like, I just feel like that is not good enough. And the thing that's scary about this is Epic's first response ever to getting hackers into the finals. But it raised another bigger question. How does a team hacking get through the previous rounds to qualify to get into the finals? Like, the anti-cheat right now is really not doing anyone favors. And if you guys have seen this recently, this isn't the only like kind of example of hacking we have right now. We have people going above and beyond cheating right now. I have seen the last few days, I have seen Marzo W, I've seen Loeya, I've seen Chica, I've seen Action Man, and I believe 1 or 2 other content creators, I think Acting Like Tommy and someone else, get stream sniped on stream by the same person who can fly a car through the sky, break physics, and hit every headshot across the map. Let me just show you a clip from Loeya's stream of this person doing it.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
This person was blatantly hacking. It would take one look at that to ban them, and they're doing it to streamers who have thousands of viewers, and nothing is happening. Like, this is a very, very scary spot for the game right now. People making jokes. It looks like Warzone. It looks like Activision games. Obviously, they've been having a bunch of issues with hackers recently. It's scary. Again, it's happening just in regular games and it's happening in tournaments. Both of these should have some kind of Epic attention. Again, like, I don't know. I would love a world where Epic staff sit there and watch the big streamers all day and they can ban people hacking or breaking terms of service. But again, I know that's just not the case. Not how the world works. Epic's got jobs to do. But during a tournament that you've put on, come on, like, I'm trying not to be too negative these days. I really am trying to keep it positive, especially when it comes to Epic. I think they're doing a lot of big things. I'm still really excited for this competitive season. I mean, go watch my video yesterday. I was so hyped for these tournaments, and this is how it went on EU. It's just, I'm gonna sound like a Karen here. It's just not good enough. Like, Epic needs to step it up a little bit, because this has now put a bunch of publicity onto cheating. It's gonna make people realize, wait, I can qualify for the finals by cheating. Like, I'm not gonna get caught until I do it in the finals. People are just getting more and more likely to cheat because they're just thinking that everyone's getting away with it. All these other pros are doing it. Why won't I do it? And it's a very slippery slope. We need Epic to crack down, start banning people, and making public statements. We need to know that Epic is doing something and that they are going to start banning these people and punishing them seriously. Otherwise, this is going to open up what happened on Warzone, where it was just like, well, everyone else is hacking. I guess I'm going to have to hack. It's not happening that much still in pubs, arenas, and other matches. It's still mostly just in tournaments. Obviously, I pull that clip from the streamers because I just want to show off just how bad it's getting in some lobbies. But obviously, I'm guessing most of you probably played at the moment. You're not getting a hacker, and you're probably getting 100 games without a hacker. Let's be honest. I'm not going to try and pretend it's like Warzone. There's one in every single lobby, but this is how it started for Warzone as well. So all I'm saying, Epic, we got to step it up. Got to do something to stop this now. Otherwise, it's going to get out of control. Obviously, because that is how the tournament went, no one was taking it seriously. No one was playing it. Nobody cared. I'm not going to be talking about the results of it. They are basically pointless. But we are going to talk about Mongraal and Benjy because this is big news. So Benjy tweeted out, looking for trio for FNCS. DM me if you need a fragger. Interesting point there as well. Benjy is still consolidating down on his role of being a fragger. He doesn't want to TARP. He doesn't want to IGL. He then responds to this saying, by the way, was fun AF playing with Joe and Shadow. They are crazy. Still think that if we were uncon last grams, we would have done sick. But yeah, not everything works out. Thumbs up. Love this response from Benjy. Not really too much more to go into there. I talked about it in yesterday's video. They didn't even make it out of round 1 in the warm-up. They came like 4,000th of something. Like, that is just not the kind of quality placement you expect from Benjy. Yeah, 4,100 265th. Like, when have you seen Benjy Fishy place that? I talked about a little bit being like, look, it's a warm-up. Maybe they weren't taking it seriously. I didn't want to pile on and, you know, say they were looking terrible because I know Benjy Fishy was feeling really good about this team, but the results show, and now they're no longer playing together. But Benjy Fishy's not the only one. I talked yesterday about how Mongraal's team with Fast Jockey was struggling a little bit. Fast Jockey, Nate, and Mongraal, they made out of round 2. They didn't make it out of round 3. A lot of people saying they just look lost, that the team just doesn't seem to have the chemistry going. I said that while they didn't look the best, maybe they could put it back together. Maybe they weren't just taking the tournament that seriously, but it looks like things have changed. People have moved on. Mongraal has made no statement about this. We know because Kylie tweeted out, many greetings from Germany, Fast Jockey, Kylie, and Karma. They ended up playing in Noble Pro Scrims and they got first in their first day of scrims together. So that one looks like it's pretty much confirmed. As far as where Nate's going to go, haven't really heard anything as of filming this video. What is Mongraal and Benjy going to do for teams? I don't know. I mean, that leaves Mongraal, Benjy, and Mitro without a team. I mean, I would love to see MMB come back, but let's be honest, I feel like it wouldn't work. It's probably just not going to work. They're probably not even going to try it, but hey, silver lining in all of this, maybe we see just Benjy and, you know, Mongraal back together. Maybe we see Mitro and Mongraal back together. I don't know. There's some cool combinations of teams going around right now that'd be a good throwback. I would love the perfect world where they get back together, they all start grinding, Cinderella story, they win the next grand finals, and everyone celebrates. But the reality is, it's probably just not going to happen. But I'll keep you guys updated in future videos if anything happens with Benjy or Mongraal or any of the big team swaps. I'll always keep you up to date. Don't worry. Now, luckily, NAEs didn't have any of those dramas. They didn't have hackers. The games were fantastic. It was active surge every single game for 6 games. I'll talk about the results of that in a second, but before I talk about that, I want to talk about a big NA team swap because this is arguably more important than the tournament itself. The tournament was great. I'll talk about that, but I'm talking about what's going to mean for the future weeks of FNCS, and we have a team swap involving Bugha. Avery tweeting out, and again, man, I feel for Avery. I love being Bugha's XD. We all knew it was coming after we saw that tweet. Bugha has yet again dropped Avery after going back with him. I mean, at this point, I'm not even really feeling bad for Avery anymore. My man has got to learn his lesson. If Bugha ever asks you to play, just say no. I mean, hey, Avery's landed with a fantastic team, though. It looks like it wasn't a crazy snake inning. This hasn't started an 8-team long, you know, team swap. It has pretty much just switched 2 players. Avery has taken Nut's spot. Nut has taken Avery's spot. So now we have Bugha, Nutiffyy, and Skqttles. Nutiffyy and Skqttles are obviously a duo as well, so they've got great chemistry there. Fitting in with Bugha. Bugha, for whatever reason, clearly wants to play with Nut over Avery, or who knows, maybe it's a Skqttles decision. Maybe Skqttles was like, hey, Bugha, I don't know about you, man, but I really want to play with Nut. I think it'll be better. Like, I don't know what the chemistry was here. We don't know who started it, but it looks like they have swapped, which means Avery is now playing with Chucky and Nosh. But this is the interesting part. They are both dropping Orchard and IO House. So they're going to be contesting each other. We have had 6 players switch teams, switch it up, and now all 3 of them are dropping on each other again. I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how this is going to go. Surely one of them leaves. Orchard IO House is a phenomenal drop. It might not look it, but it really is one of the best drops and one of the best splits on the map. So it is worth fighting for, but against your old team who knows all your tricks, knows your rotations, things are going to get ugly, things are going to get personal. There's going to be some fireworks. I kind of hope they don't keep contesting each other, but at least for one tournament, hey, it'll be fun to watch. Who knows? I'm excited for it. Like I said, the NA's games were actually phenomenal. There was active surge every single game, all 6 of them. The games were stacked. And we had, I don't want to say unfortunately, but we had a team that is not even an official real team win it by a landslide. We had Ages, Dukes, and Kanata come out on top on 224 points, getting a 54-point lead on Qua Eomzo on paper. Now, despite that performance, no, these teams are not splitting. There was impression farms going around out there. Kanata is still going to be playing with Degen Ages. Dukes is still going to be playing with his last FNCS winning team, okay? They are not splitting up. They are not changing their teams. They are going to be staying with who they are. I know they perform really well, but most smart people could see through those impression farms. Clearly, one performance in a tournament with no prize money would not make you leave your FNCS winning team, okay? So that's not happening. But Qua Eomzo on paper, big performance from them. I said yesterday, they qualified in literally 4 games because obviously Paper was playing that over 18s tournament yesterday. yesterday, so round 3. They qualified in 4 games. I said, hey, how are they going to go in set lobbies? Very, very well, getting 2nd place overall. We had Jaden Shot, Sharkman, and Poop Stealer on 155. I believe Poop Stealer 424 is actually Cobalt. I've been told they were winning the tournament at one point, doing really well. Oka, Squish, and Magnolia, an interesting team in 4th place. Jamper Day and Tragics, and then unfortunately Clicks, Tahi, and Sprite, who were actually winning the tournament at one point, were doing phenomenally well, but unfortunately had their by far worst games in their last 2 games, dropping them down into 6th. But it was a good performance from them, a good showing across the board as far as set lobbies go. Obviously, you can check the rest of the leaderboard. There was big performances from Niddle's team, who were contested at retail, but it was a good tournament. The games are really, really stacked. We got to see how the meta played out, and honestly, it's looking very similar to last season's meta. A lot of launchpad psychoing on height, that has not changed. Chug Cannon proving to be even more overpowered now because, like I said, without snipers, you can just get surge tags, jump down, Chug Cannon, get surge tags. It's kind of instantly free surge, but a lot more heal offs. And a lot of people saw this coming, and myself included. When you add the harpoon back in the game, it is fantastic for grabbing loot end game, but it means fishing is that much more viable, and teams are carrying a lot more floppers again. So pretty much almost every end game is going to a heal off. These games didn't go to like heavy heal off. They were still those kind of exciting, you know, heal a little bit, fight, heal, try to find each other. It wasn't just dropping back with 8 floppers, Chug Cannon, and 2 medkits. Some of the games were like that, but I'm a little bit worried that the more stacked games, especially the 12 reboot rounds we're going to be getting, they're probably going to go that way. So still really good games. I absolutely loved watching it. I'm still so excited for this competitive season. Let's just hope, like NA East, EU can fix up the hacking situation. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.